Now we will render this image on the home page itself. But before we do that, let's talk about how we can use images with Next.js. Next.js provides us with an image component. Now this image component is essentially an extension of the HTML image element itself, but it's evolved and a lot better. It's really performant and is very powerful. Just like the link component that we saw in one of our previous lessons, image component also adds a lot of custom properties that are enabled by default so that you get a lot of the optimizations out of the box. So what the image component essentially does is that it resizes images and it optimizes them. So let's say you are on a smaller device, such as a mobile, a tablet, or even different mobile sizes, right? Next.js is going to serve you the most optimized image. If you think about it, web is essentially filled with images. So it makes sense that if you are using a framework like Next.js, or if you are building a web app, that you're considering images and optimizing them. Images have become our huge focus as they draw attention from a user's perspective and they deliver a lot of value. With Next.js, you don't have to ship large images, but it does it and it renders it in such a way that those large images won't be slow either. So let's take a look at an example and see this in action. Now let's go to our app, which is already built, Coffee Connoisseur. And let's open up DevTools. Let's head over to the Network tab. A Network tab is essentially a place where you can monitor and view all your network requests. Now in this case, let's go ahead and refresh the page. Now it has downloaded a lot of stuff already, right? So let's clear it just in case so that we see a fresh session and we can see Next.js in action. All right, what the Next.js image component does is that it lazy loads all the images by default. For example, if an image is not on the page, it won't be loaded initially. But as you scroll down, Next.js will download it and load it for you. Isn't that really awesome? So in this case, just because we have the Niagara Coffee Shop image and also a card that we can see over here as well, already rendered onto the viewport, right? So we have two images essentially already rendered. So what Next.js is going to do is that since this is our viewport, Next.js has probably only downloaded those two images. But as we scroll down, it is going to download the remaining images that move to the viewport. So let's see that in action. As I scroll down, notice how there is one image right here. And if I click on it, you will see it's this image, which is the image that we see right here. And now the next image has already showed up as well, which is this one. So that is the beauty of Next.js. It is essentially downloading content on demand. So what you see in the viewport is what you get. It's not downloading stuff optimistically that you might see this content, which is really awesome because on a web page, we do have a lot of images. So this is a really neat optimization technique. All right, enough about the image component. Now let's go ahead and dive into our code.